The White House says we have about 10 more minutes.
Is Brian here?
He is.
Yes, all right. Well, hi, I'm Michael Gresalfi. I'm in the unenviable position of having 1 minute and 22 seconds on the clock. And you think that's a problem. I've got both Brian Camoy and Admiral Kroll starting to stack rotten tomatoes in front of them. So I will be brief. I'm going to spend 3 minutes talking about it, and then I'm going to share my senior advisor perspectives on lessons learned we might derive in FEMA across our whole community initiative from the Japanese event. First, whole community, what is it? I'm not saying it's, am I having a problem here? He's taking away this one. All right. 3 seconds and counting. All right, so whole community, what do we mean? Our administrator, Craig Fugate, and his entire senior leadership team came out of the practice. They managed state and regional emergency management efforts for decades. They have found over time that when a catastrophe is large enough, we're incapable of responding effectively. We cannot scale up fast enough, deep enough, wide enough to save and sustain the people we want to save and sustain, which is everybody in the impacted area, and stabilize the event. So this whole community initiative was about a year ago, a legacy that Craig and team would like to leave behind. One briefly. First of all, we can't possibly save and sustain the lives in these impacted zones following what we call a meta-disaster unless we are engaging all of society in the impact region itself as well as in the area right outside the region. We can't get there fast enough. We can't get there deep enough. It's a fact. So what we're doing in this whole community is something that we were doing years and years ago during the civil defense era, is bringing in and asking to participate all facets of our society, and I mean areas that we haven't really delved deeply, including social and fraternal organizations, both at the national level as well as at the state and local town level. Groups like the VFW and the American Legion and the PTA, and you can keep going on. One of the things that makes our democracy so special, in my opinion, is how much civic engagement we have. It's a discriminator, I believe, compared to most other democracies. Why I want to start here and then go into lessons learned is, I don't look at this as a Fukushima event. I know that's your topic. I don't. I look at it as an immense cascading catastrophe, primarily an earthquake and a tsunami where almost all of the death and mayhem was caused, and then a little bit where all the press and politicians like to focus on, which is Fukushima. This is Michael Gresalfi speaking, not the administrator. And finally, I would just reflect on the fact again, that I think we need to always focus when it comes to these complex disasters on where do we need to focus our resources and attentions as much as possible. It's on the saving the lives, sustaining lives, stabilizing the event, and trying to not allow sometimes the fears and stigmas that we've heard about drive decision-making that might take us other places. That's my story. Bye.
And thank you very much, Mike.